In 1977, the Learning Skills Center was founded to help students become more successful learners. The Learning Skills Center was reorganized and changed to the Success Center Tutoring Services. Tutoring services joined the Student Health Center, Counseling Services, TRIO Program, Disability Services, and Multicultural Services located in the Student Success Center in a basement of a residence hall. After a remodel, Peer Tutoring Services moved to the second floor of Hinckley Library in 2010. Northwest College has a generous open admissions policy, which means accepting nearly all students who apply, regardless of prior academic performance. Tutoring Services is well coordinated with both the Academic and Student Services Division of the college. Northwest College is committed to providing a welcoming climate supportive of the success of all students. Peer Tutoring Services provides free tutoring services for all students. We offer tutoring for any course we can find a qualified tutor for. We provide individual appointments, drop-in sessions, and study groups. We hire 20 to 30 tutors who also work as our center's work studies to assist students seeking tutoring through Peer Tutoring Services and the Writing Center. Tutors are recommended by their instructors after they have successfully completed the course with an A and have the required qualifications. If a student cannot be found to tutor a subject, we form a study group with a recommended student who is currently taking the course to act as the group leader. We also offer group tutoring for our athletes and work with the coaches to provide tutoring on athletic trips. Tutors are trained with a variety of methods. We currently have training available through Moodle and have bi-monthly training workshops. Students can schedule appointments through the TutorTrack software program, which can be accessed through the student portal from any computer. Students can also request tutors at the Peer Tutoring Services office in the Hinckley Library.
When we decided to add on to the library, one of the things that the Vice President and I talked about was putting tutoring in this space, because we knew student tutors used the space for individual tutor appointments. We also knew that the existing tutoring space was probably not the best in terms of student access. So we built in the tutoring center on the second floor of the library with the hope that students would find it an easier space to find, and that the tutors would have more space because they can then tutor all over the building. Tutoring and the library are, what happens in the library really are compatible functions, and we wanted to maximize that as much as we could. When the planning started, we wanted to give students more pleasant study space. The older building had very few windows, and so we asked for more windows so they could have natural light. We also wanted more group study spaces, and we added many of those. We added better furniture for students, and then we added a late night study, which was a request from students on the library committee. They wanted a space where they could come and study later than the library's regular closing at 11. We have more people visiting the library. We, not only for research, but for studying, for tutoring, for late night study, for using the computer labs, for working together on other projects. We've had a significant increase in the student use of the library, and we were happy to see that the library and tutoring were considered to be the best places to study on campus.
Hi, my name is Katrina Phillip, and I am a tutor and a work study at Peer Tutoring Services. We have free tutoring for all students who come in, and we offer appointments by doing group sessions, individual trainings, and drop-in sessions.
The peer tutoring service, it has done a lot to me. Like for example, Ethan, who is my calculus tutor, he taught me so many things about calculus. And in fact, I got the highest grade in my first test of calculus a few weeks ago. And that's because Ethan. And of course, other tutors such as Martin, my English tutor, he taught me how to write essays.
I was just in the bookstore at the college, and I overheard a conversation a gal was talking to some of the workers there about how impressed she was that her son could go over to the library and sign up for a weekly appointment with the tutor for help on math. And not only was she impressed that he could get the same tutor for 2 hours every week, but that he could do it in a learning conducive environment. And it makes me proud to be part of that kind of an establishment and be part of a program that renders so much help to students.
In 2010, the Writing Center moved into the library. Before that, it had been housed in an empty office in the English department in a sort of out-of-the-way place. So we were excited to get the opportunity to move to the library, which is one of the most trafficked parts of campus that we have. We found whenever we moved here that we entered into a highly collaborative relationship with peer tutoring services. We were able to share services, increase each other's traffic, and it just became a much more symbiotic relationship. It also had the effect, when we moved out of the English department, of making us no longer look like an English resource and transferring us into a campus-wide resource, which is consistent with being part of the library commons. In the end, we have more students using us, we're more visible, and it's a highly positive relationship for everyone, and ultimately students benefit.
As an academic dean, I think there are several benefits to having peer tutoring services located in the library. First of all, it's a central location on campus. It's a great study environment. You know, students are right here to be hooked into research in the library and have assistance from the library staff for research opportunities. You know, it increases traffic for peer tutoring services, and it also increases traffic into for our library. And recently, a poll suggested that on campus that the library is the #1 study place on campus, and students are very satisfied with our great facilities and the wonderful library staff and wonderful tutoring staff. I would say that you know, really the biggest key to our library success and our peer tutoring services success is freedom to be creative, for all of our tutoring staff and our library staff to do something that they think would work. Unfortunately, we have wonderful people at Northwest College that's made peer tutoring services in our library such a success.
Last year, with an enrollment of approximately 2,000 students, 400 students, or 20% of students, utilized peer tutoring services, the Writing Center, and the rest of the Sources team for a combined total of 2,816 visits.